being authentic and yet still expressing or being open about your feelings. And I've seen the argument being made that I'm just gonna say whatever comes to me in whatever form, energy and spikes and anger, because if I don't do that, then I censor myself. I'm being a politician. I'm being fake, and that's not true. It's not authentic. So can you speak to that? How can we be authentic, open, and transparent, but not puke on other people?
Well, first though, say the first thing, qualify this as I'm a light being and a light worker. Okay. Go on.
So some time ago, Larry and I had a counselor, a marriage counselor, and we kept 2 or 3 of them actually. And for years, we would go once a month or something, have a session with this counselor or a different one. And we did that on purpose because both of us are in our 50s, and it's like we had a lot of baggage, right, from previous marriages and relationships, and we had a lot of bad habits. And we needed somewhere safe to express things with an arbiter, right, that could translate for each other.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Translator.
Yeah, translator. And somebody to hold space so that it didn't get out of hand, right? Anyways, we were talking about something that had occurred, and Larry was really upset about it. He was really upset. And he did all the blaming stuff, you know, Inelia does this and that, and then she does the other, and she's got this history and blah, blah, blah. And it was really, really impinging on, it was all my fault and I was a bad person. Not in those words, but that's the energy that was coming through. And I was looking at him, acknowledging, yeah, okay, yeah. And then I responded, right? So in a way that was in the nature of, yeah, I can see what you're saying, and from my perspective, this is what I see, blah 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 blah. And this went on for about 45 minutes, right? And he was like really upset, and I was like, okay, yeah, and looking at it, testing it out, and responding. And then suddenly the counselor said, okay, time out. She said, okay, Inelia, I don't understand how you can respond like this without, is it not hurting your feelings? I mean, look at all the things he said. Are your feelings not hurt? Right? And then I looked at it and I said, well, I know he loves me. He doesn't want to hurt me. So why would my feelings get hurt? This is a thing about communication. We're communicating, right? So why would get my feelings hurt? It's not like he's purposely doing this to hurt me. But also I said, you know, compared to what I've lived through in life, this is nothing. It's like, you know, when you've had people try to kill you as a baby and stuff, it's like I was a child and all the way to you're growing up and stuff. Yeah, this is light, you know. Not to validate the other experiences, because I actually responded or reacted the same way with those. And when I didn't, because people told me that's the wrong way to respond to the situation, and I would say, oh, okay, because I didn't know how to be human. And I just like, how am I supposed to respond? You're supposed to be upset and cry and do all this other stuff. Oh, okay. And whenever I tried it, it was worse. It was bad. It was not good at all. So, you know, it's like back and forth, and what do I do? And then I learned through experience, no, you know, it's like, come from that perspective first. Who is this person? What are they trying to do or say? What are they actually communicating? Are they actually trying to hurt? Right? And often I say to people, if somebody does say something really hurtful to you, the first thing you could say is, hey, are you saying that to hurt my feelings? Is that the intent behind this communication, to hurt my feelings? And, you know, I've had this situation where people say, yep, yes, it is.
Working.
Yes, Yeah, that's what I say. Oh yeah, okay, worked.
Job accomplished.
My feelings are hurt. Thank you. And most people though say, no, that's not my intent. No. Okay. Can you express it in a different way so I can understand what you're saying? Because that way it didn't quite get the communication through. So there's lots of ways to respond and things, but when the person is doing that, when they get triggered and they go and slash out, that is not, I think, in any way creating a beautiful environment for us on the planet. It's more like a toddler having a tantrum, right? But they're an adult, so you can't treat them the same way. So when my toddlers were a tantrum, I would hold them and say, I understand, it's very frustrating. I know it's super frustrating. And I wouldn't try to make it better for them. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Or say, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. I'm sorry that, you know, you fell over and your knees hurt. Because why? They immediately, in their subconscious way, blame the parent. The parent's sorry, so they must have caused it. In a subconscious way, right? So it's like when somebody falls and hurt themselves and they're crying, rub their knee. Oh, I know it hurts a lot, doesn't it? Oh, here, let me kiss you better. Hold, you know, like that. Or if they're throwing a tantrum, I know it's frustrating. Yes, it's very frustrating. I understand. And often it just dissolves. But of course, when you deal with an adult who's throwing a tantrum, you can't go and hug them and say, hey, I know it's frustrating, right? It's maybe a bit dangerous too. So, and also your energy body is getting hit. Especially if the person is powerful, your energy body is getting hit and damaged. So your body starts shaking and adrenaline rushes and all that stuff because this hit. And those hits are real and they cause real damage. So in that situation, it's like very situational, right? Because you have to understand that not all situations are the same. So from one situation, you could just put a stop to it, right? And sometimes even doing that, like stop, will stop the person.
Or the timeout thing.
Or the timeout thing, yeah, you know, that one, right? Timeout. With your hands. So you put in your hand out, say stop or timeout sign with your hands, right? Sometimes just walking away until it feels more safe, right? But it's not right. It's not right to do that. It's not the adult thing to do, to throw a tantrum. And when we see somebody doing that, we have to really balance out what is it that we want to achieve. Do we want to connect with that person again in a high frequency way? Or do we realize that there's no way to reach this person in a high frequency way? And then take action from that. And are you strong enough in that moment to deal with that hit? And if you're not, acknowledge that and step away. And if you're strong enough, then make a decision on how to proceed.